During a battle inside the squared circle, it's almost impossible for the action to stay clear of the ropes, and throughout boxing history, failed fighters have inadvertently crashed into or onto the padded steel cables covered in vinyl. However, while the ropes mostly do the job that they are supposed to do, there have been some rare instances where a badly disorientated fighter has plummeted through them and beyond before being counted out for a KO defeat.
Third, but bloody did. Oh, lovely overhand right by Catlan.
That is boom, that is game over.
Welcome back to SmB Boxing, and today, we will count down our picks of the top 20 most destructive and dramatic through-the-ropes knockouts. Antoine Echols' remarkable come-from-behind triumph over Barbosa is one of the many unforgettable moments from the popular 80s and 90s boxing TV show USA Tuesday Night Fights.
Antoine Echols with a tremendous turnaround as the mouthpiece goes flying into the first row here. Wow. We've seen some wild finishes in boxing, but that one's got to be right up there. But a terrific turnaround and a dramatic win for Antoine Echols. Sure to be moved up in the IBF ratings, coming in 7th.
It's easy to see why Boxing News magazine labeled Alexander Samuels as the British Hagler Hearns, as it was 3 rounds of pure savagery.
He now swings left and right. Alexander catches a couple clean. His gloves go up, but 1 or 2 are getting through. Both men hurt here in the 3rd round, and the crowd are on their feet. They're loving it. A lot never seen one with the shot. Good right hand from Alexander, and Samuels taps him on the back of the head to say as if left and right going in. And Samuels, if it hadn't been for those ropes, surely would have gone down.
That's the finisher. That's the finisher.
He's caught it off, and Paul Samuels goes out of the ring. Wayne Alexander wins in a dramatic 3rd round and takes the British light middleweight title.
To the best of our knowledge, Ray Mercer holds the distinct achievement of being the only fighter ever in boxing history to score 2 through-the-ropes knockouts. And the first one to feature on this countdown is the gut-wrenching dispatching of Don Steele.
That jab just really making a mess of Steele's face, and Steele goes out of the ring, down onto the floor. And it was from a body shot.
This is the 2nd straight time that Ray Mercer has knocked a man out by knocking him completely out of the ring.
And I mean out of the ring. He went over the table, over the chairs, and out. And it was from a body shot.
Before becoming a 3-time cruiserweight world champion, Briedis dipped his toe into the heavyweight division and notably laid out the significantly bigger Charr with a monstrous right uppercut left hook combination.
Ушел, просит из угла повторить комбинацию. Опа!
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, ничего себе!
Глухой нокаут, просто!
Вот это да!
Какой апперкот вылетел! Ой-ой-ой!
Вот это да! Вот это завтра будет во всей...
Вот это, конечно, будет просто везде. Он как подрубленный упал.
Фантастика. Фантастика.
Это, конечно, круто.
Ничто не
Briedis
предвещало.
исполнил в концовке раунда.
Латышского спортсмена, да, известно нокаутёрность, работал 2-м номером. И вот так, бам-бам.
Legendary Journeyman Smith, who once incredibly fought over 100 times in a 4-year period, proved that revenge is a dish best served cold when he blitzed Wangila inside 2 rounds in their rematch.
News around the country that some good hook by Buck Smith.
And another, and Wangila's in big trouble, and down he goes, out of the ring, somersault.
4. This fight will be over.
5, 6,
Well, he's jumping back
7, 8, 9.
Well, he stopped at 9.
That's it. Well stopped. Buck Smith has made it 67 in a row. 63 in a row. 93 wins in a 4-year career.
2 rounds after unwisely taunting Sanchez by asking him to hit him, Fernandez was positioned in almost the same spot when his request was brutally met.
A pitched battle. As it looks like Fernandez is not winning any rounds. Oh, there's a hard right hand. And now on the ropes and out of the ring goes Fernandez, and this fight is now over. John Shorley jumps in, and we don't need Steve Smoger. This fight's done, Steve.
Yes, sir, but John did an excellent job.
They're trying to get Fernandez back into the ring as he is just smashed through the ropes by a Sanchez right hand.
Pre-fight Johnson stated on several occasions that he didn't think he could knock out the highly regarded Maskaev. However, he stunningly surpassed his own expectation when he blasted out the Russian in round 4.
Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jeff. I got 2.
We've got a knockdown. A big knockdown with a left hand by Fernandez.
6, 7, 8.
This is a whole new fight, Manny.
A left hook that came after the right hand, and no one was expecting a left hook. But this, once again, is going to be interesting to see if he can survive.
Well, we've talked about it, Emmanuel, endlessly about the left hook being the most devastating punch in boxing.
And particularly the left hook that comes after right hand, much like Mike McCallum hit Don Curry with.
The shoe was truly on the other foot for Maskaev following this crushing KO defeat. Stick around to find out exactly what we mean.
He got me with a nice left hook, right? And then he finished me, that's it.
The essence of what the majority of small hall boxing shows in the UK are like was perfectly captured when a thunderous right hand from Catlan made Kilganon disappear into a backdrop of boisterous spectators.
So those first 2 rounds, you know, it's surprising he got to the 3rd, but glad it did. Oh, lovely overhand right by Catlan.
That is boom, that is game over. He's knocked Kilganon right out of the ring and out. Can't argue with that. I hope Jack's alright, but that was a lovely shot by Catlan. He's only done his job.
In a battle of unbeaten welterweights on the renowned career launchpad that was ShowBox, the next generation, Imam generated a fair share of hype when he took Robinson's O in ferocious fashion.
It isn't as much, especially when you're hitting a guy with your best shot.
And there was a right hand on the top of the head, and it knocks Robinson right out of the ring.
4, 5, 6, 7.
He has to get back on his own. He can't be helped.
9, 10, 11.
Wow.
And that's it. They stop the fight.
You have to give it to Robinson. He was out, and he was able to climb up the stairs, go over the ropes. Showed a lot of heart.
He did, and getting us down to the ring, you have 20 seconds to get back in. He did it. It was the referee's decision to stop the fight.
After being memorably berated by trainer Emanuel Stewart for not letting his hands go enough, Klitschko emphatically responded by turning the heat up on Chambers in the last stanza and scorching him with a leaping left hook.
Left hand Chambers is down. What a punch that was! What a punch from Vladimir Klitschko! Stunning finish. Klitschko holds on to his title. There were seconds left, but Chambers isn't getting up.
Joe Smith Jr. infamously spoiled Hopkins' farewell fight from boxing when he stunned the Hall of Famer with a shuddering right hand to the temple before sending him out of the ring and into retirement with a follow-up flurry of leather.
2 Hopkins, 2 possible opponents.
Big right hand. He's out. Out free.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Smith,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dan Rayfield suggested as an opponent, has just knocked Bernard Hopkins out of the ring. Out of the ring.
10, 11,
He should have 20 seconds to get back in. If he can get back in 20 seconds, he's not knocked out. And I don't think he's aware of that.
And he's being assisted. He's being assisted by a lot of people at ringside.
He's out on his feet.
That should disqualify him.
He's out on his feet, though.
And it's over. It's over, and it's going to be a knockout victory for Joe Smith.
After notably dismissing fellow unbeaten super middleweight contender Codrington as a waste of time in the build-up, Green wasted little time, 18 seconds to be precise, in hammering the New Yorker into submission.
Jadon Codrington hasn't hit double digits as a pro, but 9 out of 9 all KO. And here's Green. He promised to go inside, and he's stung, and he has rocked Codrington's world and left. And it's over. Over in 18 seconds. Alan Green shocks the world.
Nick, he said he'd be aggressive from the start. I didn't believe him. He proved what he said he meant.
He absolutely devoured the New Yorker, Jadon Codrington, on the ground. Now let's listen in.
Ugonoh put his name on the viral radar when he simultaneously destroyed Quarrie and a ringside official's dinner with a massive head-jolting right hand.
On the tail of the tape, it said that Izu has a significant...
right hand, he's out.
He's done. That's a pure knockout. What a right hand. Bam, right on the chin. He knocked him out cold with that. John wants to get the doctor in there right away rather than bother any count, but that was a solid right hand right on the button. You won't see a better right hand than that. Wow. There was malice of forethought behind that right hand, Shane Cameron.
It was a devastating right hand. Will Quarrie did not even see it. That's why he doesn't know where he's at. The punch that does the damage is the one that you don't see.
With a mega fight against Oscar De La Hoya gradually slipping away, Whitaker sensationally turned the tide with a succession of hefty left hands on the helpless Hurtado in the 11th round.
Throughout the whole fight is that Hurtado's beating Whitaker to his game.
Oh, what a left hand by Whitaker. And he takes advantage with 4 more straight lefts. Arthur McCanny watching. And it's over. It is over. Pernell Whitaker rescues himself dramatically. And Oscar De La Hoya lights into a smile as big as all Atlantic City.
I love it. That's what boxing is all about. That's what boxing is all about.
And that's what champions do.
And that's what multi-million-dollar paydays are built on. Well, I just told you about 20 seconds before that Pernell Whitaker never in his whole career had a knockout past the 6th round. But then again, he never fought in a fight like this one, George.
A new day is here.
Gennady Golovkin solidified his position as one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet when he took out the previously unstopped Ishida in under 3 rounds with a freight train of a right hand.
The WBA and the RBO middleweight champion. Oh, big right hand. And Ishida's gone down and he's out. It's all over. Sanchez to do his call over. He's badly hurt. He caught up, his head caught the bottom rope. An overhand right from Gennady Golovkin. And this fight is over. WBA and IBO middleweight champion Gennady GGG Golovkin has retained his title.
After 11 largely disappointing rounds, Briggs was behind on all 3 of the judges' scorecards. However, in the 12th and final session, the American spectacularly erased the points deficit as he put Lakovic through the ropes twice, one for a scored knockdown and the other to seal victory with just 1 second left on the clock.
Have this breakthrough. He's got to survive. Can Lakovic make it to the end? Off the back of the head. Oh, look out. Lakovic down through the ropes onto the scorer's table. It's all over. Bobby Ferreira is waving it off. Ferreira is waving it off. And a dazed Sergey Lakovic is stuffed between the officials' table and the ring. And Shannon Briggs has won by TKO.
Maskaev, Rockman 1, is without a doubt the most well-known through-the-ropes knockout on this list. And not just because of how clean and dramatic it was, but the fact that there was also an unsavory 10-minute long melee at ringside in the aftermath.
One of the questions in some fights about Rockman has stamina.
Right hand puts Rockman on the floor right next to me. Right next to me. Right next to me.
And he doesn't look like he's going to get up.
No, he isn't. He's not going to get up anytime soon. Let's just be sure we can make room for medical personnel. And Dr. Polito is right here.
He may have landed on his head.
He did, Larry. I tried my best to prevent it, but was unable to stop him from landing on his head. Let's get this out of the way.
There is a battle royal going on out here in the crowd.
Ray Mercer once again put his merciless nickname on display when he finished off the already spaced-out journeyman Pegues with a pulverizing right hand.
Mercer continues to land. He said he was able to get to Lennox Lewis with that jab. He wobbled him.
Yeah, this one is going to be over. Uh-oh. That's a case the referee should have stepped in there and did not. Well, he finished. There's no question about that, but Pegues didn't need to take that last shot. Yeah, and you can't blame Ray Mercer for that.
No, not at all.
He actually hesitated for quite a while before he threw that punch.
He did. Well, he did the right thing.
Former middleweight and super middleweight contender Miranda never better exemplified why his limitations as a fighter were offset by his one-shot power than the moment in which he detonated a dynamite right hand on Banks.
Miranda potentially Pascal's next opponent. There's a big right hand. Holy cow! David Banks is halfway out of the ring. What a knockout! 8, 9, 10. It's over. Hey, go back to the corner. Can you believe that?
Before we show you our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
The pitter-patter punches and a good uppercut. Suddenly, he's finished, and Sam Eggington becomes the European welterweight champion.
He's on the ropes, and that's it. Kamani knocked right through these very loose ropes into the press row.
Another left crumples Lewis. A blazing right. And Lewis sails through the rope.
The full-scale assault, and a right hand puts the cone through the ropes. And that is the end of that.
After almost being knocked out in the opening frame and then dominated in large spells by Conlon, Wood was trailing on all three of the judges' scorecards coming into the 12th and final round. But spurred on by his home fans in Nottingham, he went for broke and astonishingly flipped the script with a devastating barrage of punches.
To do, and he's going for broke, and he's having success. It's over.
It's all over. After a minute and 20 seconds of the final round, we have seen one of the most astonishing turnarounds in a world title fight in this country. Lee Wood somehow, from somewhere, has found the resolve to hang on to his title.
That was one of the most incredible fights I've ever seen. That was remarkable. Absolutely incredible stuff.